Today's video is about how to create a mood board and how to translate that mood board into your wardrobe. So there are 4 steps from creating your mood board to implementing it into your wardrobe. So let's get started. The first step is to gather, and so this actually has 3 parts to it. The first part of gathering is to gather your thoughts. You want to get a piece of paper and a pen, and you want to write down exactly what this lookbook is for. Is it just for work in the winter? Is it for fall, winter of your entire style? Or is it your entire style all in a mood board regardless of the season? So you want to take notes of that, and then you also want to write down anything you want to describe as your style: colors, proportions, materials, moods, attitudes, any kinds of makeup and all that kind of stuff. So those are the first things that you want to gather, is your thoughts. The second part of that is to gather your materials. So if you're just doing this on Pinterest, all you really need is Pinterest and your online sources. But if you're going to be creating a physical mood board, you'll need just a little bit more than that. So some of the things you're going to need are paper sources. So think magazines, pictures, books, old photos of friends, of family, of people who inspire you. Online sources, so a computer and a printer. You want to be able to print off anything that you find online, preferably obviously a colored printer. You're also going to want to make sure you have scissors. And if you're going to be putting these items directly on your wall, just tape. Or if you want to do it like I did it, you're going to need a cork board and some pins. So the third part to gathering is you want to actually gather your inspiration. So look through all those magazines, look online, shop at your favorite stores and look at specific items. The things that you want to cut out though can't just be, oh, that's cute. Your action should be, oh my god, that piece is everything. It's so, I need it. That's me. You want each thing that you cut out or you pin to really speak to you. It needs to speak to you. It can't just, And don't be afraid also to use sources that you wouldn't typically use. Go ahead and look at interior design. Look at outdoors magazines, hunting magazines, whatever. You would be surprised the kinds of things that you'll gain inspiration from that aren't even fashion related. So when you're looking for these things and gathering your inspiration, here are some things to look for. Specific colors, color combinations, single items, silhouettes or proportions, textures and material, beauty looks, so makeup and hair, combinations of items, and last but not least, moods and overall things. It's a lot to look at, but definitely take your time and try and incorporate all those things. I typically will take a magazine and I will look at it strictly for colors alone. Then I will let it sit and go on to another magazine doing the same thing. Then come back to that same magazine and look for single items, maybe proportions, in that order. If you're trying to look for all those things at once, you're going to overwhelm yourself. So have a specific task every time you go and attack something. So if you're looking for specific color combinations for fall, make sure that that's what you're focusing on when you go ahead and you gather your inspiration. The second step is to kind of let everything sit, kind of let it incubate a little bit. And what you want to do is go through all the things that you gathered, all of your inspiration, and you want to quickly take a look back at that list you made earlier of all the things that you wanted to incorporate or that you really thought your style were, and to make sure that you have a picture that captured those things. And if you don't, make sure you go back, take a couple seconds and find a picture so that you have everything that you really want your style to be captured in photograph form. You also want to take a moment after you've gathered all your inspiration to go ahead and write down kind of your thoughts about the experience. What really stuck in your head? Was there a certain pattern? Was there just this image, this color palette? Or what kinds of things that you liked but aren't really sure really are you? Just make a quick note and kind of let that sit and call it quits for the end of the day after that point. Step number 3 is the nitty-gritty, the heart of your mood board, and that is to organize. So this is another multi-part step because organizing is kind of a big task, but it is important. So first you want to organize what stays and what goes. Anything that you have repeated, anything that doesn't really speak to you can go. If you have 5 pictures of a leather jacket, pick one that you like the best and let the others go. You really want to make sure that you are left with a pile of pictures that really speak to you and that you are going to also wear. So anything that you weren't really sure about and still aren't sure about, it goes. And maybe you like something but it's for the wrong season. stick that in another pile, and save it for later when you do another mood board come spring summer. After you are stuck with pictures that you love, you're going to want to split them up into different elements. So you're going to want to split colors into a pile, you're going to want to split color combinations, proportions, and I'm going to take a second and talk about what that is. Proportions are also known as silhouettes. So a good example would be loose sweaters, skinny jeans, ankle boots, or another example would be, say, a shift dress and high heels. So that's just kind of a quick example of what proportions are. There's tons of proportions, so you want to take that into account. So after proportions, single items, you want to make a pile for materials, textures, and beauty looks, and you are also going to want to make a pile for all the things that you looked for. So you're going to want to organize these things into different piles, because this is going to help you put it all onto your mood board and make it make sense, and then help you translate it into your wardrobe. So once you have everything kind of organized in their groups, you then kind of want to lay it out in a pattern that makes sense to you. So this is kind of free form, kind of up to you, and this is obviously for people who are going to be making a live in-person mood board. So you're going to want to set it out in a way that makes sense to you. The way that I like to personally do it is I like to put my proportions in the middle, because that's a big part of basically my uniforms and stuff, and then kind of work around the outside with my color combinations and single colors, my single items, my makeup looks, because for me the proportions are the biggest part, and that's going to help me go in my closet and kind of draw outfits and those kinds of things. So you want to set it up in whatever way makes sense to you. Maybe you want the colors in the middle, or however you want to organize it, that's up to you. And then you want to kind of look at it and fill in anything that you think needs filling in. You know, say you like it but you're really missing, you know, there's a color that you're just not really liking when you think there's a better one out there. You know, it's not the right shade, or maybe that proportion isn't exactly what you really liked, or you actually tried the proportion on and found out it wasn't really flattering for you, so you went back to find a different one. So go ahead and just kind of fill in and tweak it at this point. You want it to kind of give you the feel of what it's going to overall look like. And so once you finalize your mood board, you're going to be on your last step, and that is to analyze and implement. So this is an example of my work mood board. It's really cluttered, and of course it makes sense to me, but note that anything that's kind of bigger is going to draw the most attention. So that's kind of saying that those are going to be your main, those are going to be more key players, whereas my smaller pictures, those are something that I would say would consider accents. So in this case, I'm really liking the white vest, the white and black combinations, classic tailored suits. As you can see, I have about 3 of those. I'm also liking sweaters over blouses, over looser fitting pants. And I'm also liking slouchy sweaters and slouchy pants for work. And my makeup looks are pretty neutral. What we can tell from my board is that my key colors for the fall and winter are clearly black and white and gray. And so some of the accent colors might be camel, cream, burgundy, but basically if you see me in the fall, I'm going to have on white, black, and gray. And as I pointed out, some of the proportions were basically suits. So tailored pants, tailored jacket, nice button up, and some shoes. And so that for me is going to be my uniform. So what you want to do is you want to look at your proportions and then go into your closet and see what items you have that can help you create those proportions. So if you picked out my example from earlier, loose sweaters and maybe fitted pants and some Oxfords, go in your closet, see if you have loose sweaters. If you're missing loose sweaters, then that's something that you need to add to your wish list. Or if you have the sweaters and the pants, maybe you're just missing Oxfords, then that's something you want to do. Or you have 1 or 2 items, but those are things that you can say, okay, clearly this is where I'm trying to go with my look. I need to add more of these things. And that's the same way with color. So if I'm really feeling burgundy, but I have no burgundy in my closet, ding ding ding, I can go get burgundy. So you want to take this to your closet first, looking for the colors, looking for the proportions, and then you want to try and create as many outfits with what you have already. And if you don't have stuff, that is where you create your list, and then you can take that to go shopping and add it to your wardrobe, and voila, you translated your mood board into your wardrobe. Cool, right? So that's it, guys. It's really simple, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video and it was beneficial. I didn't try to be too hands-on because that would have been a lot of paper flying everywhere, because this process for me is really almost an exercise. So if you have any questions that I did not answer, the comment box, that's for you. Let me know. If there's other videos you would like to see, other topics you'd like me to talk about, again, let me know. So the next video I want to make is actually going to be about proportions and uniforms, because I want to talk about the importance of finding the right proportions for you and how to take those proportions to create a uniform for yourself, to basically take the hassle out of trying to figure out what you're going to wear every day. So that's going to be the third video of my series. I will see you guys next week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!